Now we see the creepy ass, blood sucking, thirsty, murderous idiot. You know what I'm saying? You call your president, you want to be president, cheating his ass into government as well. I mean, cheating his ass into the commander in chief seat or whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, have crossed a fatal red line that his what is it, cross the red line that has alienated some of his most critical voters from its from his reelection. How the fuck his critical voters is seeing any form of reelection when this man is about to destroy your ass? Okay, we'll get back to that. But creepy ass nutcase, blood sucking, cheating ass wannabe president responds to the Israel Hamas war has put the president in a difficult position. How is it put in a difficult position? He created that. Go back and listen to every speech he ever made. He said they got to create an Israel. But why you didn't do it in Europe is the question I'm asking. Why you went into Egypt or Africa or Egypt land or Africa in itself? Same as you tried to use to validate your religion, calling yourself a Jew in Africa. How does that make? Wait a minute. So you're not from Africa. You're a Caucasian, probably from the Siberian mountains, probably. And I'm kidding, so you probably from right here in America. So what is it? I don't know. But anyway, people, you need to get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? And fast. You know what I'm saying? But the crypto bottom response to the Hamas war has put him in a difficult position. Yeah, he already been that in his brain, probably. You know what I'm saying? Creep then, creep now. You know what I'm saying? Position with several key democratic blocs. You know what I'm saying? Including progressive young Americans and voters of color who are increasingly, you know, seeing creep Joe Biden as too pro-Israel. He created it. He was the one who orchestrated the creation of these people here to go over there, invade. And when the people said they don't want you in their land and so forth, you created a 3-day-old war out of that shit. Many people died then and were driven from their land. And America did what? And it would creep Joe Biden and these rest of his conglomerates and the rest of them in there while all these years is passing was in this giving the people money and sending money to keep the black people out of Egypt, out of their own stuff while the Arabs in there breaking shit up. So the Ottoman Turks stealing and letting in every person talking about he come to discover and robbing and stealing, which they had been doing for years in Egypt, for many, many years even prior to that with the Arab war. You know what I'm saying? You are a garbage race of people who will not cease to stop doing the wicked that you do. And now you want to do it to every single person. So now we see where he is sitting up here talking about. He is responding to in a difficult position by many of them. The young people should be. They should be. Because if you're not looking up and you're agreeing to Israel's position in the Gaza Strip, in Egypt, in Africa, knowing they're white people from right over here, created by the Joe Biden administration to create a race there, and then you watching people be murdered and killed, you agreed just like the people back in the days. You know what I'm saying? You brought Africans to this land, and then when you did that, your people were so ramped up that if an African person moved into your neighborhood, they were ready to hang the person. So that was taught to you in your stupid ass brain to be in the double artillery religion relation bullshit superiority Baphomet Luciferian, you know what I'm saying, bullshitical cult. You know what I'm saying? You might want to consider looking at that in your own brain. You know what I'm saying? But while foreign policies typically do not take center stage, you know what I'm saying, in creepy presidential election, it should have took place because many people died under the regime, same as we see across the planet. Slavery didn't just go with black people only, you know, you jackass. They did it to just about every fucking body they came in contact with. You know what I'm saying? Same with the Arab boy. He got his ass tossed up as well. Many of his people died just trying to defend. themselves from this onslaught, these different things. Same as you see in Australia with the Aboriginal Indian, the Aboriginal people. You know what I'm saying? Look at what they did to them. Even tried to sexually genocide them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this been going on a long time, and people are not stepping up to the helm to take the lead. So you are putting yourself in a position, and the rest of us, you're pulling right along with you, because you just probably that crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking about why the typical does not have center stage presidential elections. There are a growing number of Americans who are unwilling to vote for a second creed. You should not have voted for him in the first fucking place. You out here telling me, oh, what about Trump? Trump, and Trump did this, and Trump did this, and Trump did that, and Trump. But we'll see, yeah, but so what did Biden do? I mean, we signed the crime bill like a plenty of niggas, you know what I'm saying? That was cool because I'm a nigga myself, you know what I'm saying? And, my mother always told me I'm black, vote Democrat, you know what I'm saying? And I lick the balls and I sign a contract and I'm Luciferian like a motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my fucking face, you sellout ass niggas. Not all of y'all, but a great vast. What is wrong with you? Have you ever heard the word research? Try it. It works. Stop the ignoramus bullshit, y'all. You are fucking up the world. And if you don't believe me, we'll get to that point. But we see Americans who are willing to get this motherfucker a second. You should have given him a first term. You know what I'm saying? Arguing me down and shit about Trump. You know what I'm saying? Trump, we wouldn't have been in this, but none of this shit would be going on if Trump was in office. Let's just be frank, you clown ass son of a bitch. And stop saying he's trying to do this and trying to do that. You haven't seen what he could really do because you were too busy, black and voting Democrat. And then you kill a bunch of black people all across the motherfucking America, running up in schools and doing shit. I didn't really see black people running up in the schools and shooting everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's always a Caucasian working for you guys. But anyway, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Very few times you saw that. You know what I mean? But you all across America facilitating and going along with this bullshit. Then you do all this killing of black men, and then you don't tell the truth in the matter as to what really took place in the fact of it. You make it look like, oh, it's like Obama, oh, it's such a tragedy that black people are inequality. You are fueling the psychological fucking bullshit. I hate to say that. You get fucking bitch. We're not with that with you. Tell the truth, because you caused the Black Lives creepy ass group to come to life. You, Kamala Harris, and the rest of your creep, Joe Biden, Bush, Donkey Jr., and all them motherfuckers are in your cult. You know what I'm saying? Sucking on it out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you created that. You created that. And then out of that comes what? Using the color of a description of what you call black men, a black woman, black man, black children, you come up with Black Lives Matter. Now, when you look at the etymology of the word, the only thing we can come up with is bash, loot, and murder. But you create it in an anagram and words to say it's Black Lives Matter. But it's really bash, loot, and murder. Or bust true or bust your head, loot, and murder. You know what I'm saying? You full of shit. You know what I mean? You full of shit then, and you full of shit now. And you're going to be full of shit in the future. So let's just be frank. But we see the same thing here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I will not be voting for Queen Joe Biden under any circumstance. You know what I'm saying? In any circumstance. This is something somebody is saying you know what I'm saying, in the Newsweek 90, you know what I'm saying? Based on the presidential election, there are a growing number of Americans who are unwilling to vote for a second creepy ass president, which they should not did in the first place, instead of criticizing the people telling you the truth, based on the president refusal to call a ceasefire. He's not going to call a ceasefire. Don't you understand? This is something they've been doing a long 75 years and better of apartheid regime moved into an area and renamed it Israel. Israel is not a person, place, or thing. It's just a name of a bunch of invading people that are really just United States or probably Americans who just want to believe that they could just walk over anybody, take your shit, and kill off your people and drive you off the land. But I'm asking, how many black people is in the neighborhood shooting each other, but you ain't got no blood to fight for your father's land or your mother's land? You letting them over there disgrace the land, and then looking over there, calling the people who's over there who black like your ass, you know what I'm saying, all kinds of names and act like you some special American. I got point to tell you. Black is black. I don't give a damn what you say. Then how your skin get black then? Will you use a spray can or something? But anyway, but we see it, he's not willing, he's not, because he created this. They want to control the region from that area in Africa to the Congo, to Sudan, all the way to Ethiopia, up the river. You see? It's a strategical point, even when it comes to the water, the food, and many things. If we don't get a grip now, African people, and I'm calling on the great ones and the warriors to stand firm, you must drive this back. And you must be the beneficiary of all the wealth so you can clean up Africa as a whole. You are over there facilitating garbage in the water and all type of clown motherfuckers to come up in there and do bullshit. This must be reversed. All must stand together now. You know what I'm saying? But the person is saying, I'm not willing to vote for the creepy ass president under no circumstance. I don't care about any other policy that he has championed. He never championed a policy at all. Reverse psychology is used in a way where I give you something, but I take more and more and more and more of the less than that I even gave you. So in other words, I could pay you out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Grow up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about any other policy he has championed. I cannot, as an American, support a as an American, support a president who has green light the ethnic cleansing, no, the genocide, the murdering of millions of people across the planet. Him, Bill Gates, his motherfucking parents, Anthony Fauci, his fucking parents, Creep Joe Biden, and his parents, Bush, and all of them. Obama is not even from this country, he's an Arab. He cheated his way and falsified documents in order to give him a justification as an Arab boy to say that he is a president in our country when he was no more than a part of their wicked regime, no cultic group. Who's the first slave master of African people or people across the planet as a whole? Much of it came from the Arab boys and many other groups. Why is there slavery if your God is talking about mercy, riches, blessing, and all that? To where it's only for you, but everybody else is deemed what you say they are. What about what we say you are, clown? You know what I'm saying? So we know for well that Biden he just green lighted that shit. You know what I'm saying? Of the Palestine in Gaza Strip. You know what I'm saying? Anna Kaprinian, you know what I'm saying, host of popular online news show. The Young Turks. The Young Turks. What kind of Turks we talking about? Because they up in Africa doing a lot of bullshit too. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing that. They're the ones led a lot of these people into Africa, into Egypt, so they could raid it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. And, talking about affairs and shit. Fuck affairs, nigga. Take that piece of shit off your head, Negro. You sell out ass son of a bitches. You know what I'm saying? Take the fucking fez off your head. That goes for you too, Taja Tariq. You know what I'm saying? You should be put in jail talking that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You're a traitor. You're a traitor to the African people as a whole. And you're a traitor to even Emperor Selassie I, even though he has his controversies. You know what I'm saying? But during a podcast, this was mentioned. And we see dozens of troops suspected of advocating overthrow of the United States government. You know what I'm saying? New Pentagon extremist reports. You know what I'm saying? We see an annual Pentagon report talking about somebody trying to overthrow the government. Y'all motherfuckers did that any fucking way. What are you talking about? These people making these, not the person making the report, but the people who saying that they come from the Pentagon and shit. Y'all motherfuckers been overthrow this motherfucking country 100 times motherfucking over, nigga. What are you talking about? You murdered all millions of people talking about a motherfucking war, nigga. World War One, World War Two, World War this, World War up your ass and shit. What you think that was? Trickery, re-psychology, and all kinds of reverse psychology, and the people in the American people bringing them over, they getting murdered off. While they on other people's land murdering them off. Using your money. Just like they did in the German War. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at this shit from the annual Pentagon report. Extreme within the ranks revealed that 78 service members were suspected of advocating for a overthrow of the United States government. And another 44 was suspected of engaging in supporting terrorism. Well, I got news for you. You know what I'm saying? Many of them who is already in government, already making policies, already senators, already all the way up, creep Joe Biden, all the way up to every single president from Bush father, Reagan, all the way back to John F. Kennedy and LGBTQ, and keep going, was corrupted, and you committed complete terrorism against the United States and this land we call Africa. You bitch. Get out of my face. Make my stomach sick. I feel like throwing up. We see Rockefeller Center tree lighting protests. Who are these idiots? These idiots are the people who are trying to stop the war, create a ceasefire so we can clear this bitch out and get some overstanding so people can stop being killed. But I guess everybody have been dehumanized to the point where you can murder off 50 billion people and we just go back to a normal day. Mm-hmm. Please. That's who they are. You know what I'm saying? We see Chicago mayor blames extreme right. Chicago nigger ass, full eye wearing glasses, bump forehead, son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Calling himself Mayor Brandon Johnson. Yeah, you look like more like Mayor Brandon. You know, you need to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Chicago mayor. Chicago? What? Mayor blames extreme right. Chicago, a demon democratical state run by y'all tramping up crime and killing and murdering of black people at 100 miles per rate? Get the fuck out of here. They talking about he blamed the extreme right. They are still mad that a black man is free in this country. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Whether they're mad at that or not, that's not the point, clown. Because the demon Democrats is the one who sanctioned the slavery along with the Jews and many other groups of people and created the transatlantic slave trade. You know what I'm saying? You better, from the bullshit you hear talking, Mayor Brandon Nutcase Johnson, seems like you working for the beast, signed that contract, and drinking that blood. You know what I'm saying? And you are part of the demon democratical, you know, demon craft democratically run city, bitch. You know, he's a liar and he's not telling the truth. He's just there to try to destroy the Republican Party, which his own people who probably had slaves too, you know, created the party and the political base. But once it was created, it was based on the fact of Republicans or Republic. Won. But the Republicans won lockdown coming as China, you know what I'm saying, pandemonium, you know what I'm saying, spreads. You know what I'm saying? This is coming by Anna Skinner on 12/1/23 at 1:08 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Republicans lawmakers sent, hear me clear, sent an urgent plea to creepy ass, blood sucking, Baphomet having, deep state worshiping, not a fucking cult ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Creepy Joe Biden on Friday as a concerning rise in, you know what I'm saying, pneumonia, you know what I'm saying, cases, you know, continue across China. You know what I'm saying? Many parts of China has been hit by a surge in illnesses, which has particularly affected children. North Province in China experienced a jump in cases for five consecutive, for 5 consecutive. He said a jump in cases for 5 consecutive since the mid-October. You know what I'm saying? What date? You know what I'm saying? The news triggered global concern following China's lack of transparency regarding the original origin of COVID-19. There is no original of it. It was created, it was put in, and this is why you're seeing it spread. So if I put in something and I set it up, it's like a net. If I do it to everyone, then there is no way for us to say where, when, how, or whatever. All we know is the sickness part. So you got past being psychologically brainwashed into something or forced, like in China, do force the people and did it to billions. And now what they did is popping back up. That's basically how and what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we see him talking about a lack of transparency regarding the original COVID-19, the spread of which there was no spread. The only spread it was them lining people up, forcing them into to quarantine and all type of shit, and then forcing them into this, making them have to do it. This is why creep Joe Biden turned back around and said you didn't have to do it. See, he's using reverse psychology. First he said he's gonna quarantine our asses, shut shit down, he weaponized the government against the federal, using the federal government, and then he makes everybody go and tell them if they don't go do this and don't go do that, they're not going to lift the quarantine, they're not going to lift the mandates, they're not going to lift shit, and people are suffering, die because they can't work, or they're going to starve you to death because you can't make no money, you're going to get kicked out where you live at, you're going to shit yourself. But at the same time, when that happened, next thing you know, he's telling everybody he wants 70, 60%, 70%. Now he said he wants 70%, 80%, and then he said he come back, he wants 80%, 90%, 100%. So now all of it, and then the people, instead of doing investigations, digging in, standing up for once and showing a backspine of the United States as strong Americans in itself, as we have fought here on this land, whether we've been tricked into the fight or not, we still hold the strength and the power of the United States that we call this country a free state called the United States, you know what I'm saying, as a whole. How can we now turn back this time to this wicked behavior that is trying to emerge from old to now? You know what I'm saying? We must wake up, you know what I'm saying? Because now when the people went and lined up, after running to the test sites, running there, lining up all the way around the corner, you did the same thing. And not everybody did it when it comes to you know what after that. You know what I'm saying? Some did it and say they were not they were negative. Two hours later, they ain't been in touch with no medicines or nothing. They just got a little test. Now it's saying it's positive. So the game is on, and they kept their mandates and squeezing the people and squeezing the people till they all ran out and did it. Now, once that is done, we're on to the second stage. The second stage is now shit going to start popping out of them. So as shit start to pop out of them, of course they're gonna say, well, he's gonna say this right here. You know what I'm saying? Many parts of China has been hit with surges of illnesses. What type of illnesses? I bet you it's ones we never even heard of that you put in them in the first fucking place. In you sorry son of a motherfucking criminal ass sucker Luciferian son of a bitch. You devil worship motherfucking idiot. You gonna sit up here and lie to me? Just like Queen Joe Biden did to y'all dumbasses? Not everybody, but a great vast of y'all. And then you had the nerve to go right along with it against the American people itself who refuse to follow that shit. And now you're making laws to make sure that you hurdle them like a cattle. We're going to get to that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to that. So this right here just proves to me what the plan was all along. You know what I'm saying? Because we see where he's saying consecutive since mid-October, but mid-October of what? You know what I'm saying? The news triggered a global concern. Here we go again. Remember we said this before when COVID was first coming on? First it was around our way, then all of a sudden it became a global thing. Okay, well, here we go. Yeah, just like you have a criminal organization called NATO that was created by the Queen Joe Biden and his Luciferian son of a bitches and the rest of the deep state motherfuckers who trying to run and rule us and all this and that, like you see in the movie B. You know what I'm saying? You did this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then talking about China lack of transparency. China is orchestrating right along with you. Why would they do it to their own if they're not in the same global aspect of what you're talking about? And why did Bill Gates go around to everybody's country, bringing this shit talking about philanthropy and a philanthropist, and I'm concerned to give you $300 billion and bringing all that shit and store it up for when this time came, and then jam it into your people. Now you're talking about sicknesses all across the world, and you got to hurdle them like cattle. Get out of my face, you know what I'm saying? Because when we look at the transparency, there was going to be no transparency. What at this point, what would you need transparent? What you need to do is try to get it out of you. While you worrying about transparency, no, well, that shit was a whole fake of the funk of the part-time broad talking about it came from here, it came from there, went there, up your ass and twist your nose. How dumb can you be? Sick of y'all. Because you have led us to a position and a place in which you are going to fully regret. You suicidal thinking idiot. But anyway, talking about transparency of COVID-19, you know what I'm saying? So we see through that Maybelline, several states in the United States reports a uptick in child pneumonia cases because look at what you did. You told them even the kids got to do it. Even the kids got to do it. You didn't care about the children. What the hell they care about some children? When they're over in foreign countries, backing racist humanitarian criminals against humanity, sexually genociding, blowing up, murder, busting apart, raping, blood everywhere. If you see it in itself, I'm telling you, it's going to make you throw up. So what the fuck did they care about your children here? You think Bill Gates care about your kids? You think Anthony Fauci care about any fucking kids out of the shit he's doing in Africa and all over the fucking world? Talking about a global effect? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all need to grow up and get your fucking mind right. Stop hanging around each other talking bullshit and convincing each other into bullshit and spying on people's phones and doing all kinds of dumb shit. And get yourself together. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. We see Senate GOP walks out in protest of a subpoena related to Supreme Court ethnic scandal. Oh yeah, you're gonna be a plenty of that because that been going on for years, so that ain't no new news. You know, my face. Putin allies issue anonymous World War III warning: blood will flow. Oh yes, it will. Oh yes, it will. Because if Putin and them decides they're gonna start shooting bombs and their allies gonna start shooting nuclear weapons and everybody up to the top of the nuclear game, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, they got the nuclear bombs to tell you, hey, sup. You know what I mean? And y'all fucking around with this NATO criminal organization, egging this shit on. I don't see what buying a gun at a gun store is gonna do. I don't give a damn how many bullets you got. What you gonna do? Shoot at the nuclear weapon coming at you? You dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Large majority of U.S. This is coming from CNN lying ass news. Don't believe anything they truly tell you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Large majority of U.S. adults and half of Republicans agree with Joe Biden goals to slash climate pollution. There is no climate pollution that wasn't created in the first place. That's number one. And even if it was created, who's to truly blame? The American people? Well, if they're truly to blame, then who allowed these things to happen? Don't tell me you just figured this shit out. So either you're fucking with the climate, so you can generate billions of dollars over there on that shit and use it for war probably, you know what I'm saying? And talking all this different shit while you making fake suns putting over the ice cap, Bill Gates and probably Elon Musk. I'm not gonna say I know, I'm saying alleged, could be even out there making fake suns that floating in the sky over the ice cap and putting extra heat and sun that should not be there and melting the ice cap and calling it a global effect. Now that's alleged, but that's just my theory. Get out of my face. We see New York Mayor Greasy Head Q Ball Adams, the dumb fucking idiot nigger sucking loving fucking jackass, demon democratical Luciferian blood sucking, just like Kathy Haxel, dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Mayor Adams said, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Q Ball Greasy Head Adams said, New Yorkers angry over migrant crisis. He heads to DC to do what? Talk about how well he gonna quarantine us and everything, and they don't have to be quarantined. He's a sellout. He's an idiot, and he's right along with them. Don't trust him. We see Hunter. Listen to this. Hunter creepy ass little old nutcase Biden